What's up, everyone? 2022 has been a fantastic year to be a Sonic fan, and with Sonic Prime coming out just a few days ago as of this recording, I thought it'd be fun to take a look back over the year and give my thoughts on everything that's happened. So let's start with Sonic the Hedgehog 2, the movie. I don't really put much stock into critic reviews. It's kind of nice to be able to see them just so I can know if critics agree with me or not, but whether or not they do is pretty much irrelevant to my enjoyment of the movie, and audiences seem to agree, with this 96% score being even better than the Sonic the Hedgehog 1 movie. I mean, critics like 2 even more than 1 as well, but seeing I would say that the enjoyment of the Sonic 2 movie comes down to references being made to the video games, especially the end boss. If you haven't seen it, I won't be giving away like spoilers, but some of this stuff might be a little spoilery, so warning up front. But yeah, the references to the video game and the way that that everything plays out in the story in line with the video games is likely the reason why audiences were so excited about this movie, myself included. Especially looking at, I'm just gonna zoom in here, that's the Sonic 2 movie poster. Like, what's not to love about that? In my opinion, everyone's performances were top-notch. Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Robotnik, even the human characters all did an amazing job in the movie. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Definitely the top contender for video game adaptations so far. The Mario movie, we won't talk about the Mario movie, but that does bring me to this article here from Video Gamer about the Sonic the Hedgehog 3 movie, release date and Knuckles spin-off and more. We're going to scroll down a little bit here, and this is where we'll start. Release date and cast news. As per a tweet from the movie's official Twitter account, Sonic the Hedgehog 3 arrives on the big screen on December 20th, 2024. And here is that tweet in question with nothing but the release date. And it's amazing that they have the release date already. It is less amazing that it's 2 years away, but it's fine. They need the time. They're going to make it great, just like the second one. So, no worries from me. Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles all seem to be returning, if the tweet is anything to go by, and it's not, in my opinion. They're voiced by Ben Schwartz, Colleen O'Shaughnessy, and Idris Elba, respectively. And Idris Elba did a pretty decent job as Knuckles. I was quite happy with his performance, which is great. I had my reservations in the beginning, but they were unfounded. Great job. I've heard unfounded rumor that Colleen O'Shaughnessy would be replaced as Tails in upcoming films. Like I said, unfounded, but it is kind of like the norm for voice actors to be replaced by celebrities. So we'll just have to see. Hopefully not. She does a great job as Tails, so having her in the sequel would be great. The same way we had her in 2 when she only voiced the end credit scene in 1. In any case, it's possible that we don't see Jim Carrey back as Robotnik, and we'll scroll down a little bit here to read from here. However, the status of Jim Carrey's Dr. Eggman Robotnik is a little more murky, talking about the human characters cast likely coming back in the third movie. In April of this year, Carrey claimed he was considering his retirement from acting. Speaking to Access Hollywood, he said, "If the Angels bring some sort of script that's written in gold ink that says to me that it's going to be really important for people to see, I might continue down the road. But I'm taking a break. I can read, I promise." So that kind of sucks to hear that he might not return as Eggman. but he's human, so he can do whatever he wants. If he wants to retire from acting, then good on him. He's had a very long acting career. It's just gonna suck that we don't see him as Eggman. And let me see, where was that? Okay, so let me continue reading here. It's not clear just yet if the script for Sonic 3 has indeed been written in gold ink, haha, but hopefully we'll get an update in the future, as it'd be weird to see a Sonic movie without his nemesis. And for what it's worth, the film's producers told IGN they had no intention of recasting the role should Carrie opt not to return. What that means is that they're, according to my research anyway, it means that they're trying to keep their options closed to anyone else who might want to fill Carrie's shoes as Eggman. And I guess maybe they're hoping that he'll come back for the third movie, despite his fairly serious declaration of retirement. Fingers crossed. We'll see. Sonic the Hedgehog 3 movie, Knuckles Paramount Plus spinoff. We're just going to continue with the article for a little bit longer. In the meantime, Sonic fans can also look forward to a live-action TV series set in the movie's universe. It won't be the Blue Blur frontlining this one, however. A Knuckles live-action TV show was announced at the same time as the third movie, and in fact, it was announced like right before the second movie came out. So they already had this in the works. They're already working on it. It'll star Idris Elba as Knuckles the Echidna and will arrive on Paramount Plus at some point in 2023. Plot details, yada yada, you get the point. There's not much more information about it. So Paramount Plus, 2023, Idris Elba as Knuckles. Awesome. Can't wait to see what they do with that. Now let's move on to Sonic Frontiers. Here on Metacritic, we can see the Metascore and the user score. Once again, I don't put much stock into the critic score. I usually look more at the audience or user score. And across the board, I believe across the board, it is about 8.3 average between the Nintendo, Xbox, PlayStation, and PC platforms, which is incredible for a Sonic game. Any Sonic game to basically get an 8 out of 10 across the board. Absolutely incredible. And if you've seen my series, you've heard me talk about how I think the game is incredible, because it is, in my opinion. And I mean, it's an 8.3 out of 10. So it's not perfect. And no, it's not perfect. But they're planning DLC, which is in this one. Sonic Frontiers free update roadmap announced, additional characters, story, and more. And yeah, this came out the end of November, and the DLC Holiday Cheer Suit is due out on December 21st. More free DLC. That's what I like to see. Sega has announced the 2023 roadmap of free content updates for Sonic Frontiers. The following major updates are planned: a jukebox mode, photo mode, and new challenges mode for update 1. I wish we knew when these updates were coming out. I guess it doesn't really matter, but I would love to be able to know beforehand so I could just clear my schedule, especially for those challenge modes. I wonder if they'll actually be challenging. That's what I'm wondering, because even hard mode for Sonic Frontier, hard mode for Sonic Frontiers wasn't even hard for me. It wasn't. It just wasn't. So hopefully these challenge modes provide a challenge. Update 2 is Sonic's Birthday, Open Zone Challenge, and New Coco. So this is my first time going over this article. Oh, this article is in Gematsu, by the way. This is my first time going over the article and or any of these updates. And I'm just wondering, well, I'm excited about what these open zone challenges are and what these new Coco are going to be for. Are they going to be for expanding the story? or are they just going to be more challenges? And if so, why didn't you just call them challenges? Huh. Yeah, I wonder what... Maybe I should have looked more into what they were talking about with it. There's likely going to be something out there. Oh well, I can't wait. I wonder when all this is coming out. In any case, update 3, additional playable characters and new story. This is what I'm most excited about. Saying playable characters and new story, and it's showing Tails, Knuckles, and Amy on the update panel. As well as new story. Does that mean we're going to get a new island? How are the characters going to play? Are we going to be able to play the characters in every island? Are they going to have the new story? What's update 3 going to be? It's very exciting. I can't wait to play it. I'll definitely be playing it on the channel. Stay tuned for that. And my excitement is shared by a lot of the fan base, so much so that it culminated in kind of a war. So this one out of PC Gamer, Genshin Impact emerges victorious in the bitter Game Awards war against Sonic Frontiers. The two fan bases developed a brutal rivalry over the fan-voted award. This came out of nowhere. I had no idea this was even going on until like the last few days of the Game Awards event, which I never really tuned into, but this was kind of fun. Let's scroll down a little bit and we'll start here. The whole thing started as a surprising representation of two communities' adoration for the games they spent so much time with. Sonic Frontiers fans wanted the game to get the recognition they felt it deserved, having earned 0 juror nominations across any category. In Genshin Impact's case, it's surprising that a community boasting around 60 million active players was causing the vote to weigh pretty heavily in their favor. Regardless, Sonic Frontiers came out on top for the first 2 rounds, with Genshin following closely behind. The third round is when things started to take a turn and the war between fans began. The two communities began to point fingers at each other, accusing one another of using bots to skew the votes. Despite both sides wanting to show enthusiasm for their respective games, things turned a tad sour and insults were flung around. Which is gross. Like, I don't know why it had to get to that. Either community, I don't know why I had to get to that. Both games can just be fun and good. You can just vote on your favorites, and just for them to be nominated is like an amazing feat. Genshin Impact being a contender, nominated, while it's been out for so long, that means people really love it. Sonic Frontiers to be nominated at all, when Sonic's been going through a rough patch for so many years, for it to be nominated is incredible. They're both incredible games. Where was I? Sonic fans accused Genshin fans of being bribed to vote, while Genshin fans pointed out that artwork of Sonic characters beating the crap out of Genshin characters had begun circulating during a okay, let's just skip forward. Things got heated, apparently. I don't really care about that part. Well, things are finally over, and it seems not even Sonic's ultra-passionate community could stop the Genshin Impact train. During the Game Awards, Jeff Keighley awkwardly laughed through the 100% fan-voted category nominees, adding, "You guys were very busy voting the last few days." He even threw in a sly jab at the bot accusations, all but confirming some foul play had taken place. Once we took out all the bot votes, the Game Awards goes to Genshin Impact, which, well, you know, well deserved. I already knew that result, and hey, I wish Sonic won too, but Genshin's a pretty popular game. But also, this article in My Nintendo News, Sonic Frontiers director thanks fans for players' voice vote, says that they will do even better with the next game. That headline is already promising. They're paying attention, they're listening, and they're promising to do even better. So if Sonic Frontiers is good, if you think it's even decent, the next game, hopefully, they're taking their word for it. It'll be just amazing. 8.3 out of 10? 9 out of 10? We'll see. I don't really need to get into the article here. There's not much here, so I guess I'll just read it. Sonic Frontiers may have lost out on the Player's Voice Award at this week's Game Awards 2022, but the game's director, Morio Kishimoto, has said on Twitter that he is immensely thankful to the fans that it was nominated. He says that nominated for the award has inspired the team to push themselves harder and do even better with the next Sonic the Hedgehog game from the Sonic team. He also took time to thank the other staff who worked on Sonic Frontiers. We made the TGA Player's Voice Top 5. Thanks to all of you for your support. It's a great start for the third generation. I'm so happy. I am convinced that this result will be a great impetus for the next one. I promise you an even greater emotional and surprising experience. Finally, I would like to thank all the staff involved in this project. Morio Kishimoto. Awesome. Just awesome. I can't wait to see what they have in store for Sonic Frontiers 2 or Sonic Adventure 3 or whatever the Sonic game is going to be. Can't wait. And finally, that brings us to Sonic Prime. There are no critic scores for this right now, but on Rotten Tomatoes, it says the audience score is 95. People are loving this show, myself included. It's so nice to see that the year of Sonic is ending on a high note. And going into next year, it's just going to stay high, apparently. And that leads me to this final article from Game Revolution. Is there a Sonic Prime Season 2 release date on Netflix? The short answer is no. Scrolling all the way down here though, this is something that I didn't know until I did the research for it. Is Sonic Prime Season 2 confirmed? Sonic Prime Seasons 2 and 3 have been commissioned, or at least parts 2 and 3 of Season 1, depending on how Netflix plans to name it. So, as I was going through like the IMDb page too, I saw that there were 24 episodes for Sonic Prime. It's just that we've only got the first 8. Continuing with the article, when Netflix announced Sonic Prime, it confirmed that it confirmed there would be 24 episodes. Season 1 comprises 8 episodes, so there are 16 left to be released on the streaming service. It's nice to see that the developers of the show have so much faith in Sonic Prime, and Netflix as well, to already commission 24 episodes. And I hope that this series keeps pleasing the fans in the way that it's going already with just the first 8 episodes. Now, what do I think about it? Well, you already know that I really like the show. Is it perfect? No, it's not. It's not perfect. There are some things that are kind of cringy. There are some things that narratively kind of don't make sense. At least when you... I guess no spoilers here, but there are a lot of good things to like about the show. A lot of the voice acting is really good. A lot of the visuals is really good. The pacing is pretty good. Just the overall craft of the series so far, very good. Can't wait to see what the next 16 episodes have in store. And we're just waiting around for the season 2 release date, or the part 2 release date, however Netflix wants to talk about it. I was over at my friend's house watching some of the episodes of Sonic Prime, and we had a conversation that steered towards, is this the best Sonic show? Now, generally, for the Sonic fan base, generally, Sat-Am, the Saturday morning Sonic cartoon that came on way back in yesteryear. I can't remember the year that it came out. Anyway, that show is generally considered to be the best Sonic show. I'd say this one is a strong contender for best Sonic show. Not sure if I would call it the best Sonic show, but also it's only had 8 episodes so far. So We'll see what happens in the future and if I change my mind. But for it to be a contender at all, because I also consider SatAM to be the best Sonic series out of all of them. For it to be a contender at all, it performed beyond my expectations. I can say that much confidently. So I'm happy. Are we happy? Yes. Yes, we are very happy. Definitely the year of Sonic. And so glad to be here for it. And for next year. Can't wait to see what they do with Knuckles. And can't wait to see what they do with Sonic Prime. And can't wait to see what they... Man, I can't believe we're getting extra content for all 3 Sonic projects this year. The Knuckles spinoff, the Sonic Frontiers DLC, and then more Sonic Prime. So this is going to be like... It's going to be like a multi-year year for Sonic. Can't wait for it. Can't wait. Alright, I've rambled long enough. Thank you all for watching. I really appreciate it. Be sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Later.